So this trap base works entirely by itself. You do not need to be online for this base to work. This trap right now was filmed on Atlas 1000 pop. It made me so rich. There's the second guy I just caught. So let's get into building this. What you want to do is try and get as close to the road as possible. And have the doorway visible. So have at the base a little bit of an angle. You're just going to build a normal 2x2. And then you want a secret room on the top. You don't have to use a ladder, you can use a furnace. I just used a ladder. Save time. Okay, and then we're going to place a low wall on the roof. And that's just so that people don't see the solar panels. You can either place the solar panels in the forest, hidden in a bush somewhere, make the walls look lower, but no one sees this. It works. Why change something that works? Yeah. So we're going to connect all the solar panels up. Then I will connect this all up to a battery. I like the medium battery because you can go to Outpost or Bandit Camp depending on what server you're on and buy one. So we'll just hook this up here. Just make this neat. Okay, and then we're going to start off with the first phase of the trap. So we're going to place 2 branches, connect up to the power in on the branch, connect to the other branch. This you need to set to 3 power. And then we're going to take this up into the secret room, secret loft, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to hook this up to our conveyor. Power going in, and then pass through. We're going to take this down to our timer. And then we go to power in on the timer. Now, the timer I like to leave for 10 seconds. Some people like to make them longer, shorter, but I feel 10 seconds has worked on any server. So just leave it at 10 seconds. Now we want to make the cable, so if you hold shift and roll your scroll wheel on your mouse, you can get the cable to hide. And basically it dips under the ground so no one can see it. Place a door controller. We're going to hook that to the power in on the door controller. Now we need to make this base look like a base. Can't just make it look like a trap, so we've got to decorate it a bit. We'll put a tier 1 there. We'll place some boxes. This box, you need to turn it around and then lock it. This causes the people to come all the way in to try and break it. This will set off the trap. Then we're going to place our floor trap as close to that box as possible. Power going out from the floor trap, back down, and then into the toggle on your timer. So there we go. And then after 10 seconds the door will close again. Yeah, now we're going to place the box as close to that line as possible, and that's so that the hopper can pick up every little bit once the player has been killed. If you want, you can turn the box around and put a lock on it. Make sure that the lock's not sticking through the door. You don't really need to on this trap design, because the loot will disappear to the secret room. There's the hopper on top. Now we're going to branch 2. We're going to set this to 8. Just make sure it works. There we go. Now we put our barrels up on the roof. You can use large boxes. I like these barrels, looks cool. And then we're going to connect from our conveyor. Let's go to this side so it looks neat. Then from our hopper, we're going to go on the out. Just take it to the roof, doesn't matter. And then we're going to go in on our conveyor. Now we need to set up the shotgun traps. You want this one as close to the wall as possible so it catches the person over there. So even if he comes in, steps on the trap and tries to step backwards, that shotgun will still get him. Now a lot of people will try and bait this. You need to have this shotgun at an angle facing the doorway, and that's why this doorway is very important. So that catches him. We'll have a second one here for extra protection. And then if they somehow get across and they jump on these boxes, you need to have another shotgun trap facing the boxes over here. This gives you a full covering of that area. So now it's time for the second part of the trap. We got our blocker, memory cell, and our timer. Take the splitter 1 out. We go to the input on your blocker. We're going to go on the second from the splitter into your memory cell power in. And then on the third power out, we're going to go into your timer power in. So the timer for this, you need to set to 400 or 800 seconds. And that's so that when the player comes inside, he'll get trapped inside and there's no way out for him. It's not like his friends can just wait and then pick up the loot. They'll get bored and they'll move on. Now have this door open and then place this trap about so far from the door. Now we don't want them to see that, so we do the middle mouse shift so the cable drops under the ground. We're going to take this and put it on the memory set. We take that out of the memory and then we're going to go to the toggle on your timer. We take the power out from your timer Then we're going to go to your block pass-through. Power out from your block. This we're going to take to the reset on your memory cell. The inverted output we're going to take to your door controller on your front door. Now, as you can see, the player would be trapped inside, and there it resets. And the nice thing is, no matter what he does on the floor mat, he can't open this door again. The door will not open. Then he'll get shot by the shotgun traps, get sucked in by the hopper, and the loot's all disappeared. Now we need to hide the floor traps. I like to put 2 sleeping bags over here. For this, I like to use a bear trap. Or bear rug, sorry, not trap. There. Now, the next thing is you need to make it not look like a trap base. My best suggestion is make it look like it's decaying. Honeycomb the back, obviously, because of your TC. And this base must not be your main base. This is just to gather loot. And a very, very important thing is, I like to have this wall with a door frame. This looks like someone's raided the front door and they've managed to get into the base. Now, something else you can do to try and sell this more is put some boxes by the door. Have a little drop box here and put some loot inside. Don't obviously have tons of loot, but put some stuff, make it look like, hey, someone must have either raided this door, got into the base, let's see what else is inside. Last thing is the ladder hatch, and that's to prevent anyone from getting up to your loot.